A lot of people, it's not everyone, a lot of people were counting you out, but that locker room just believed, even down 20. How did you guys do it?
Like I said, just staying together. Obviously, we don't care what other people say about us. They're not here every day with us. So, everybody has their voice and opinion, so that's okay. But we're just going to come out here and fight and just try to play hard and try to play our best basketball.
This was an all-hands-on-deck kind of feel for a game like this, what you were facing. And how about what you got from DeLon Wright, Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride, the guys off the bench, and what they were able to contribute?
Yeah, man, we got talent, 1 through 15, man. We always did, and just proud of our guys. We just kept fighting and just taking whatever it takes to win.
Mikhail, congrats on your play and the team's win. You guys are now very much alive in the series. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, so you just touched on it. We began the night talking about Mitchell Robinson starting and Josh Hart coming off the bench. I don't think we would be talking about Landry Shamet and DeLon Wright. Deuce McBride obviously has contributed, but DeLon Wright and Landry Shamet with Jalen Brunson in foul trouble, those guys really helped the Knicks slowly but surely get back into the game.
It was the key to the game that I had. It's basically that all options were on the table. Whatever it was going to take to get the win, to find a five that were working well together, that had a little magic. And sure, it had a couple of names that maybe you weren't expecting, but that's what you get with a veteran team, Wally. What you get is guys who are staying ready for the opportunity to come in and get something done. And while they didn't jump off the box score, what Wright and Shamet did defensively helped turn this game around and maybe even help turn the series around.
And it's also coaching and the coaching staff having those guys ready and believing that when their number was called, when I put you in the game, I trust that you're going to do your job. And that's exactly what those guys did. Another thing Coach Thibodeau did, he went with big Karl-Anthony Towns in the fourth quarter to close this game. He turned into an absolute superhuman in that fourth quarter, just dominated the whole entire start of the fourth quarter, had a mishmash lineup out there, and he took over in the direst moment of the Knicks season. He kept Jalen Brunson on the bench until 2.5 minutes left in the game. And then Jalen Brunson came in, and he did his job and closed it out. Josh Hart didn't get the start, but he got every loose ball that the Knicks needed.
And the biggest rebound of the game.
Yeah. 3 biggest rebounds of the game. I mean, that was just an unbelievable effort by that locker room. That team showed a lot of fight because the Pacers had this one, and they let off the gas a little bit, and the Knicks jumped right on it, and now we got a series.
Karl-Anthony Towns finished with 24 points and 15 rebounds, answering the call, answering the bell after he was left on the bench for a lot of game 2, fourth quarter. It is what, like you said, it's why you brought him here. It's why he's here. And when you have guys off the bench that get you back into the game with defense and you come in the game, who's going to score? Somebody's got to take this thing home. Wally, it was all Karl-Anthony Towns, and it was exactly at the right time.
Yeah, and he's starting to get into a rhythm, get the ball, different matchups, just taking over. I mean, Miles Turner can't guard him. Bradley can't guard him. Siakam can't guard him. Oh, by the way, he can pass, too. Ran the offense completely through a 5-man. Just give Karl-Anthony Towns the ball for 8 straight minutes in the fourth quarter and let him go to work. This guy's was a top 5 MVP candidate. He didn't forget how to play basketball just because the team is down 0-2. What a performance, what a skill level he has, and what a display when it was looking really gloom for this Knicks squad.
Guys, that's happening with Jalen Brunson on the bench with 5 fouls. 7:03 to go, Knicks up 1.
He had 4 fouls.
Right, Brunson comes out with 5 fouls, Knicks up 1, 7:03 to go, and that's when Karl-Anthony Towns, we just showed the highlights, as you say, Wally. Took it over.
He had 20 and 8 right in game 2. He had 20 and 8 in the fourth quarter of game 3. All in the fourth quarter. 6 of 9 shooting, hit 3 threes, 3 of 4 from downtown, shot with confidence, got to the free throw line as well. He was a dominant player. And it's what we saw from him against this Pacer team for most of the regular season in the 3 matchups. He's had big games against them, and so we were waiting for it to finally happen. And what a moment for it to happen.
You know, and it's, I think, worth pointing out. You mentioned Josh Hart didn't start. We heard him in the pregame. At the time we heard him talking, he didn't know he wasn't going to start, but he said, hey, whatever they're going to do, whatever the coach is going to do, I'm in. You talked about his great effort. And let's not forget, Karl-Anthony Towns was benched in the fourth quarter pretty much in game 2. Didn't slow him down tonight. Game on the line. So really tremendous team effort. And you talked about in the pregame, all hands on deck. And the hands that we haven't seen been on the deck that much, helped key the win. And Mikal Bridges, we talked to him, he was pretty solid as well.
Yeah, and I think you confused Carlisle and the Pacers a little bit with some of the lineups that you threw out there, and that's what the Knicks needed to do. They needed to get better defensively because this Pacer team was doing whatever they wanted. Mikal Bridges, he's just so good on both ends of the floor. Does all the little things, the glue things, to help your team win. 6 for 18, not a great shooting night, but his defense is always going to be a 10 out of 10 pretty much for the most part. He's always going to be in the right spot, doing some of those little things, getting his hands on those loose balls. Like, that was just a gutsy win. Honestly, a gutsy win.
Yeah.
A building that the Knicks have never won in the playoffs.
Yeah.
0-9. To pull off that win when it looked like they were done. It looked like they were down 20. That building was rocking. They haven't been able to stop the Pacers for 2.5 games. And then in that second half, they figured something out. They did not quit, and they found a way to get a massive win. Now, you got one. You need two, though. They cannot be content with this win. They have to keep their foot on the gas. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of matchup advantages. They cannot relax. Now you got the Pacers a little weary. Keep the pressure on them and go after Game 4.
How much did you find in this game that now you can use for the rest of this series? Like, what was like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes games are one-offs, and sometimes games are, wait, we just figured something out that matches up well against this team.
No campaign. They didn't play campaign.
The Neesmith injury was huge.
Missed him for a block of that second half.
He was out for a while, and even when he came back, he didn't trust shooting with that injured ankle. He had an open three in the left corner. I remember it. He made it the times he had it at the Garden in the first 2 games. This time, he was not himself. When you roll an ankle like that, you'll gut it out to get back out there for your team, and you'll be in the right spot maybe defensively. But when it comes to making a move on offense, getting your balance, and knocking down a huge shot like he did in Game 1 and Game 2, it's a totally different story. So we'll see how he recovers. But that injury definitely shell-shocked Indiana a little bit, because other than Halliburton, Neesmith is a very important guy on their roster with the way he defends Jalen Brunson. He is an outstanding long defender on Brunson, and if he is not healthy and right, then Jalen's going to have a big opportunity to do a lot of damage.
The plus-minus leader tonight for the Knicks, Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet, plus 12.
In under 12 minutes.
All right.
That's excellent.
Monica McNutt, her perspective, she's in Indianapolis. She's going to join us. And also, Tom Thibodeau, he said all options were on the table. We saw all the options, and it paid off for the Knicks coach and his team.
The Knicks post-game show.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn nha. Mình sẽ giới thiệu cho các bạn về kênh của mình và những video của mình, cho các bạn biết được là kênh của mình làm video sáng tạo nội dung về chủ đề gì. Video của mình sẽ làm xuyên suốt về chủ đề cắt dán này. Mình sẽ cắt dán những sản phẩm như thế này cho các bạn xem. Còn đây là những sản phẩm mình đã hoàn thiện rồi. Sẽ giới thiệu sơ qua cho các bạn xem những sản phẩm của mình và cách của mình tạo ra những sản phẩm như thế nào. Và để tạo ra được những sản phẩm đa dạng màu sắc như thế này và như thế này thì mình sẽ cần những dụng cụ như sau. Những dụng cụ phụ bổ trợ như là đây là giấy thủ công màu các bạn. Trước mặt bên tay phải của mình đây là giấy thủ công màu. Nó có đa dạng những màu sắc để tạo ra những sản phẩm tuyệt đẹp cho các bạn xem. Đấy. Có giấy màu xanh dương này, giấy màu cam này các bạn này, giấy màu đỏ này, giấy màu vàng này, còn đây là giấy màu xanh lá cây. Đấy. Và trong quá trình tạo ra những sản phẩm của mình cần những dụng cụ như là bút dạ này, kéo cắt thì để dùng để cắt, bút dạ thì để dùng để tạo hình những sản phẩm. Còn đây là hồ dán các bạn ạ. Hồ dán thì mình sẽ dán những sản phẩm từ một chi tiết này sang chi tiết khác, từ màu sắc này sang màu sắc khác cho các bạn. Còn đây so của mình đây là chiếc chân kẹp điện thoại này. Chân kẹp điện thoại thì phải có điện thoại. Còn đây là đèn hỗ trợ ánh sáng của mình các bạn ạ. Đèn hỗ trợ ánh sáng để giúp cho video của mình sáng hơn, để cho các bạn xem đẹp hơn. Cái nồi của mình đây, lò chiên này, máy in. Sức mạnh của mình rất nhiều lần. Và kênh của mình thì cũng đã đạt được nút bạc của YouTube rồi các bạn này. Sau nhiều lần nỗ lực, nhiều năm nỗ lực của mình đã đạt được thành quả là chiếc nút bạc các bạn này. Đây là những sản phẩm tiêu biểu của mình thôi. Còn mình đã làm rất nhiều sản phẩm rồi.